Hi guys, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 8. Once again, I am doing a not on-screen video. Apologies, I will get back to those tomorrow, but I've been up since, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm very tired. And the lighting is really crummy, and so I will look even more awful than I actually do. So I decided to just do a collections video. Happy Day 3 of Hanukkah if you celebrate that. And yes, sorry if you hear Josie outside my door. I have locked her out because she likes to crawl into my lap when I'm trying to film, when I'm sitting on the ground doing this. So I've kicked her out so I can film this. So today I'm bringing you the other half of my Penguin English Library collection, which is the ones I haven't read. So I'll explain a bit why I buy some of these. Some of these I didn't buy for myself. Some of these I bought because they were used and I just picked them up because they were Penguin English Library. So I may not actually know a lot about them. So let's get started. So the first one up here is one I'm actually kind of currently reading. I'm listening to this on audiobook, and that is The Return of the Native by Thomas Hardy. I actually picked this up because it is a used copy. I don't know if you can see that, but it was only $5.99 versus the normal $12 that you get these in Canada for. So I've been listening to this, narrated by Alan Rickman. I got it with one of my last remaining Audible credits before I unsubscribed to Audible, just because I don't really listen to a lot of audiobooks, so it's been really slow going. I might actually switch to reading this in the new year so I can get through it. So I'm gonna move that off to the side. Next up is another one. I have no idea what this is about. This is Joseph Conrad's The Secret Agent. Honestly, it was another one of those like $5.99 ones, and it was during one of the times I was down in Toronto. I was able to pick this up at a used bookstore. So yes, what does the back say? The Secret Agent is a story of terrorism, espionage, revolutionary groups in 19th century London. Okay, well then, so we will see. I might actually just get rid of this one. I kind of just picked it up because it was cheap. That seems to be a theme with some of my books. So yes. Next up is one I actually really want to read, and that is Lady Audley's Secret by Mary Elizabeth Braddon. This is my only one that isn't the rubbery finish. I actually don't absolutely hate the papery finish. I definitely prefer the rubbery one, but it's not that bad, and I've heard that it actually holds up a bit better. This one is, she's like an 18th century novel, and it's like kind of like a scandalous fiction. So yeah, I'm just reading off the back of it, so that's why I picked it up. I think I just ordered this from Book Depository because I wanted it. I think somebody had it on Instagram. Another one of the $5 buy, like $5.99 buys, is Henry Fielding's Joseph Andrews. I don't really know anything about this. Let's take a look at the back. So yeah, it's a riotous tale of innocence in a corrupt world. Was one of the earliest English novels. Oh joy, an early English novel. I'm not a big fan of early English novels, although I should maybe revisit Moll Flanders, but yes. Here's one that I got for my birthday actually, and that is Melmoth the Wanderer by Charles Maturin. This was picked for me by my sister. It was on my wish list, and I think I just put it on there because it was a Penguin English Library edition. I lucked out and she got me all rubbery editions somehow, magically. And yeah, this is about the story of a man, Melmoth, who sells his soul to the devil and then wanders around trying to get somebody to take over his contract. I was kind of half planning on reading this in October, but it's really big, so I didn't end up getting around to it. But yes, it is one that I am looking forward to reading. I also have Sir Walter Scott's Ivanhoe. Sorry if the lighting's a bit weird. It's just basically an overhead light right now. I don't have any special lighting. So unfortunately it's a gray cloudy day. Another reason I'm filming it this way instead of actually filming myself, because it would just be all shadows on my face and I'd look even tireder. I picked this up because it's Ivanhoe. Who hasn't heard of Ivanhoe? I've tried to read this once. I think actually my bookmark is still in it. I didn't get very far. Tried to start this in the summer. Couldn't get into it at the time, but I will definitely revisit it. It's not one that I'm giving up on. It's just I wasn't in the mood at the time. Another of my birthday books from my sister is Humphrey Clinker by Tobias Smollett. I'm not entirely sure what this is about, but I absolutely love this cover design. It's got like bottles all over it. Let's take a look at the back. Why did I put this on my wish list? It's a savage, boisterously funny lambasting of 18th century British society charts the unfortunate journey of the gout-stricken and irascible Squire Matthew Bramble across Britain, who finds himself everywhere surrounded by decadence, pimps, conmen, raucousness and degeneracy. Sorry, stumbled there. Until the arrival of the trusty manservant Humphrey Clinker promised to improve his fortunes. Okay, that's why. It sounded really funny, so I put it on my wish list, and then my sister liked the cover designs of the Penguin English Library editions, so she picked this up for me. So yay, go sister. She has good taste on picking up my wish list. Next up is one that's obvious why I got it, and that is Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities. I haven't read this. I feel really bad that I haven't read this. I've actually started this a couple times, not this edition, and then just set it aside for whatever reason, but I have plans to read this in February. I have a buddy read planned to read this with a couple people, so hopefully we can get through this and I can actually take it off my unread shelf. Next up is one that was recommended, and also it's a birthday present. I'm really glad my sister picked this one up for me, and that is Thomas Hardy's The Mayor of Castlebridge. Numerous people have told me I need to read this. My sister picked this up for me. As you guys know, I'm reading through Hardy's bibliography, so this is one of them. Same reason why I picked up The Return of the Native, because it was Hardy and it was cheap. So yeah. Ooh, the next like 3 on this side are really big. And the reason I picked them up is because A, they were cheap, and B, they're Charles Dickens. And I do kind of want to work my way through Charles Dickens' bibliography. It's quite the undertaking, but yes. The Pipperwick Papers by Charles Dickens. I can't remember if this is one of his first ones. Let's see if it says on the back. No, it doesn't say. I feel like this is one, either his first or his last. I can't remember, but it is one of the heftier ones. Set that aside. Next up is Anthony Trollope's Dr. Thorne, which is part of the Barchester Tower like collection. I didn't realize that this was part of a series when I picked it up. I picked up this and the next one in the series, or I picked up the second and third in the series, basically, by accident, because they were cheap and they were Penguin English Libraries, so I grabbed them, and as you know from my last video on my Penguin English Library collections, I did end up buying the first book, The Warden, and have read that. I just haven't gotten around to the other two because I wasn't super keen on The Warden, but it wasn't terrible, so I think I'll eventually get around to these. And following in that vein, I will grab Barchester Towers by Anthony Trollope. Once again, same kind of deal. I found them at my favorite used and overstocked bookstore in Toronto, which is BMV, and they were like $5.99, and so I picked them up. I think all these last ones were BMV finds, so they're all fairly cheap. I actually really want to read this, The Old Curiosity Shop by Dickens, and I think, yeah, $5.99, BMV find. Lots of these are BMV finds, so I kind of just, if I see Penguin English Library and it's in good condition, I generally will pick it up because I like reading classics, so yes. And then we're down to the last 2. Both BMV finds, both really heavy. This is also part of the reason why I haven't gotten through some of these, is that they're really, really heavy. And sometimes big books do intimidate me. Even though I read a lot of them, they do sometimes intimidate me. And this is Daniel Deronda by George Eliot. I am working my way through Eliot's bibliography. So when I found this at BMV for $5.99 as opposed to $12, I grabbed it because why not? It's in relatively good condition. There's a little like dent in the cover up here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It might, the lighting, oh, I think you can. Yep, totally right there. But you know, it's in relatively good condition. Like there's no cracks in the spine or anything like that. So I grabbed it. Why not? And then the last one is my last BMV find, and it's also really heavy, and I'm struggling to get this up. And that's what he said. Just a little humor in there. Is Martin Chuzzlewit by Charles Dickens. This was one of the books that I got when I did a massive haul from BMV. I think I went down for like my friend's birthday, and I ended up buying like 12 books. It was crazy. And this was in there, as well as the old Curiosity shop when I got it. So they had a bunch of Dickens, Penguin English Library, and I really like these editions. I think they hold up really well to reading. So yes, that is the end of my Penguin English Library collection. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will be doing more of these. I'm gonna try and do I make no promises. I will try and do a bookshelf tour. Part of the reason why I'm doing videos like this is so that when I do a bookshelf tour, I can kind of just scan over it and not make it too long. And if people are interested in seeing more in-depth of books, they can like refer to videos like this where I actually go in-depth and show them. These are really easy to, they're not easy to film per se, but they're easier to film than a bookshelf tour because I'm just sitting on the floor. And yes, so that is Vlogmas day 8. I promise tomorrow I will actually show my face. It's just, today is technically my Friday out of the work week, so I've been working a lot of really early mornings and I'm really tired and I feel kind of not very great, so I decided to do an off-camera one once again. But tomorrow I have a day off, so I will actually sleep into a reasonable hour of maybe 6 a.m. and so I will look like a human being again and you can see my face. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Once again, if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments down below. I will try and do some tag videos. That was one of the suggestions, and it was one of the things I'd planned for today, but I will try and get a tag video in, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!